welcome into episode 12 of the Tony's Talks the podcast. I am Jeremy, joined as always by the star of our show, our dear Uncle Tony. How are you doing?
Bueno.
You always give me a one-word answer when we start these off. I want to hear how you've been.
Wonderful.
It's been
with
3
my
weeks since we recorded our last one.
Yes.
How
was your
been.
Easter? Today is Orthodox Easter, and then it's all over.
Right.
Till Memorial Day.
And you've been good. You've enjoyed the holy holiday?
Yes. A lot of manja at Darian's house.
Yep. Uncle's favorite thing to do, we know. Eat.
Yes.
And then
sleep.
Cocktail,
roast beef, ham.
Do you have a favorite food? Like when you go to these parties, is there like a spring thing that you're just not necessarily
No,
spring?
if it's free, it's for me.
No, you're not like a ham guy?
No, I can have meatballs, anything.
Yeah.
No Five Guys, too expensive.
Well, from what I've witnessed, that statement makes sense because you just eat everything. So, which I mean, I'm the same way. So anyway, next to Uncle, we have my dearest girlfriend Jenna. How are you doing, Jenna?
I'm good.
Doing good. You give me like a little side eye, like.
No, I'm good. I'm good. All good.
All right, Jenna's good. John on the other side of Uncle here. How are you doing today, John?
How are you now? Good news, not so bad.
Good. That's good to hear. We'll hear from John later. Behind Uncle Tony, other brother who doesn't always appear on the show but is here today is Logan.
I appeared this time.
Yep, Logan's going to be sitting in the
So
back
that's what
row.
matters.
Anyone who watches on YouTube will see that we have a bit of a different setup than usual. We have on the couch next to this crew that I just introduced is Darian and Peter. Peter, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Good. Darian?
Also great.
Good. Glad to have everyone here today.
I just want to start this real quick. We're not sponsored by Dunkin'.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
yet,
John
anyway.
made a coffee run right before
Not
we started
yet,
recording.
Not yet. You know.
How you doing, Jeremy?
I'm doing really nice, Uncle. I appreciate you always bringing me back in. No one ever asks how I'm doing, you know? John, that's really going to screw the audio up. Why don't we not do that?
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. So it's been a good 3 weeks since we last recorded. We've had Easter come and go, as we mentioned. Uncle, have anything happened in your life the last few weeks? Any stories? I like to start off the podcast with a little Uncle story time to hear
Well,
from
there
you.
was some drama at the Easter dinner.
Is this something we can talk about? What is it?
Yeah, it was just about the future podcast going viral
Oh.
on my escapades to
Well,
New York City.
Some people... Wait, what? Since you've been? What was it? Was Phil bringing up a story when you were in New York?
Yeah.
Is it appropriate for the podcast?
Not
So you
really.
tell it, we can cut things
Not
out if I
really.
need to. We'll tell it. What is it? What happened?
No.
What? Why? What was...
I would have been arrested back then.
Anything involving Phil is inappropriate.
Yeah,
So.
so I mean, Phil, he would get canceled in 2 weeks. So maybe that might be even generous.
Yeah.
We have relatives that like to give us input on the show sometimes, which we always welcome because we
Yes.
love creative input and
I
stuff
told
like
him
that.
to show up next time.
But sometimes people suggest things and we're like, yeah, we can't do that. It's
illegal.
not gonna be all right. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, anything else?
No?
No? You've just been living your best life?
Yes, working hard.
Good.
Paying my bills.
Well,
Life.
Making sure I don't become homeless.
it's important because then we wouldn't have a place to do Tony's Talks podcast. That would be unfortunate.
And
My
Tony would be
brother-in-law's
homeless.
And Tony would
So-
Tony would be homeless too.
My brother-in-law's
Tony would find
basement.
somewhere to live though.
Logan
with someone in
can
the
go
family.
upstairs and play video games. I don't know.
All right. Anyway, so I guess my first note to start the show with was I feel like a lot of TV shows have returned recently. I know we've talked about TV shows on the podcast before, on the show before, but I've really been getting into like Better Call Saul because it's come back recently. And I know we're not going to get into like the nitty gritty of like some of these shows, but I just want to talk about it because or any show that you guys have been watching. If anyone has anything they want to talk about when we bring this segment up, I've been watching Better Call Saul, and I think everyone should be, because if you watch Breaking Bad and then you kind of like, Better Call Saul, never really got into it, but I liked Breaking Bad, you should 100% watch Better Call Saul, because this is their final season they're doing now, and they announced, part of the reason I'm bringing this up for people who did watch Breaking Bad is that Jesse Pinkman and Walter White will be making an appearance in the show. Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul, for anyone who's watched Breaking Bad in the past. Any of you guys have seen the show? Someone hook me
I
up.
haven't.
Yeah, Pete. I've talked to Pete about this.
I've heard of
I
it.
have. I've seen bits and pieces.
This is terrible. Darian, help me out, please.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah, you like the show. Please tell me you have.
I do like the show,
Okay. I feel
although
alone out
I've
here.
never finished it. But I'm infamous for starting shows and getting really into them and then not finishing them. So,
Same.
like, I still have not watched the last season of Dexter.
Wait, the
Well,
most recent
like
one or
the
like the
most recent
old?
one.
Oh, so it just
But
came
it's
out
on
though.
my to-do list. I'm just not a big TV watcher.
Yeah.
But
Well,
Breaking Bad is
I'm a
very good,
huge
though.
TV watcher,
guys are into-
but
Go ahead.
I'm very much a like comfort show person, so
Yeah.
I'll just I've been rewatching Friends, New Girl, Family Guy. We watch Modern Family, just like easy shows that you don't really have to like pay super close
Yeah,
attention to.
I guess what's interesting is like what kind of TV watcher you are. Like Jenna's like a happy show kind of guy.
Okay, but
kinda girl,
also
kinda gal.
I have rewatched Homeland.
That's morbid. Well, it's
That
not. It's
show
action and kind of morbid.
Is crazy good. Like just insane. The writing is so good and the acting is incredible, and I think it's a very realistic show.
Uncle, what kind of TV show watcher are you?
I'm into the dramas.
You're like into like the
Chicago
Chicago Fire.
Chicago Med, SVU. See all those dangerous episodes where people sexually abuse each other and then
Oh my.
get
We're gonna
get
cut that.
punished at the end.
We're gonna cut that out, maybe.
No walk freeze over there.
Well, I think it's interesting, and we have to get Uncle Wi-Fi here, which fun fact, we don't have Wi-Fi right now, so it kind of makes things a little complicated when we're recording. But Uncle doesn't have access to any subscription services like Netflix or Hulu or any of that stuff. So I think if we were to get him a Fire Stick and some Wi-Fi, which he's already talked about having Wi-Fi.
I have the box there, just not hooked up.
Yeah, well, we could do this for you. You don't even necessarily need to get a TV, anything else as far as TV goes. If you have a Fire Stick and share some passwords, though I heard they're cracking down on that potentially in the future.
Netflix is losing money.
I don't
Yeah.
know. So, but then we could get you on some of these shows we're talking about, like Ozark. I know Darren and Peter have been watching. They have
Yes.
some thoughts on that. Ted Lasso has been a really good one.
So
Reacher,
good.
Jen and I watched.
So good.
Yellowstone.
So good.
All of these shows that are really good.
Yeah, Yellowstone. What's up with that? They're not filmed in Montana and they're helping the economy in Montana.
Isn't the show?
Hello?
Is it actually filmed in
It's
Montana?
going to be. It's in California, from what I understood.
Put that mic a little closer to your mouth. You've
I
been
thought
so
it was
good with
California to
I
make
honestly,
believe it was
I
Montana.
wish I should. I don't actually know. But the show is produced by a guy who's like, what would you call that? He is kind of like a cowboy. What's the dude's name? You know what I'm talking about? He plays a role in the show.
Kevin Costner.
Gordon Ramsay.
No. Kevin Costner is like the lead.
Oh, are you talking about the horse trainer?
Yeah.
I don't know what his name is.
Well, however, the guy who produces the show actually has a role in the
Casey?
show.
No.
No.
Who's the horse trainer then?
The big dick that drives him down. That drives Jimmy down to Texas.
Yeah.
Oh, I
he-
can't think of his name.
Yeah, he wasn't like a super main character in the show.
But he has a role in the show, and he's also the writer.
But he's like actually a cowboy.
Yes.
In real life.
Yeah.
right?
Well, he
Yes.
does. Part of the show is kind of like promoting that world that they live in. It's like all the stuff that we don't really see a lot about being from the East Coast. Raising horses and cattle and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, fun fact, the guy who plays Walker in the show has like a promotional deal with this new alcohol. It's called ranch water, I think.
Ugh.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. I
sounds
think
nasty.
it's just like cocktails in a can, which I'm not typically a huge fan of, but
Yeah, and I don't want to, alienate people that haven't watched some of these shows, but my point of bringing this up was just to say that there's a lot of good TV out there right now, and I think a lot of these shows were filming during COVID and now have had more freedom to film since COVID has kind of, restrictions have eased a little bit. So a lot of shows have come out and have been really good, and the cinematography in Better Call Saul, can't talk enough about it. So for someone that really likes that sort of thing, I
There's one show that Darian's been watching a lot called Is It Cake?
Oh,
No,
oh my God.
no, Jeremy
And-
and I watched this. Wait,
Oh, God.
wait, I'm
That
not
show-
kidding you.
That show is fun.
Horrific.
It's fun. It's fun.
It's fun, but it's so poorly scripted
Yes,
and
the
cringy,
the
but
host
it's so
is-
entertaining.
The host is rough. Like,
Oh my God.
he's
Michael?
on SNL. It's
What's
like
his
something
name?
daily.
I don't know. It's
Something
so bad.
Mike
but
Daly
it's
maybe,
so,
but
so
he's
fun.
he's on SNL and I don't usually mind him. No.
The cakes are so good though.
I know they are insane.
They're so good. But there's like
But we only
Michael Shea, is it?
no.
No.
But it's like a little cringy
No, we
because
stand Michael Shea.
there's some cakes that you can like clearly tell are just very bad, and it's like, all right, well, this is easy, and then all the judges are like, 1, 2, 5, like, go ahead,
I don't
pick
love
five, pick five. And
I
it's
just
like,
the only thing I don't like about it is that I wish it was I wish it was a little bit more. I wish there was more time to look at the cakes. I don't understand how they have to agree on it or something.
I feel like this is a show that Uncle might watch. He's about to fall asleep on us if we don't include him back in the conversation. But
Cake. Was that anything to do with desserts?
Uncle's barely got
So
the. He's like,
basically, it's a contest
Yeah.
with people who specialize in decorating cakes that look like objects.
hyper realistic
Yes.
cakes.
and
how many episodes?
They're
Safe
very
objects or
talented.
bad objects?
Anything, like a
Like
burger.
anything.
They'll
Yeah,
Nothing
make a
perverted?
they'll make
Burger
a,
that's
no,
a
no,
cake.
No, no, no,
Oh.
They'll
a
make like
toolbox
yeah.
that's actually a cake.
Darren, how many episodes have you guys gotten into it?
Oh, I finished it.
You watched the whole thing.
We
I
watched-
don't think I watched the finale.
I watched
We
one
watched
episode and I was
one
ready to just
episode,
like
yeah,
be done
we-
with my
yeah,
whole
It's
existence.
nice
Yeah.
when I'm just chilling
Maybe we
like
can
on my
watch one
computer
more.
and having it in the background. It's like one of those shows. One of.
Do you know what they're talking about, John Austin?
It is. It's not in the background.
Yeah. Huh?
No,
It's so in the
you
background.
no. We'll be laying in bed. It'll be like 1 a.m. I'm going to sleep because I have work in the morning, and Darian will just be up for like hours watching his cake.
No, listen. When I first started it, yes, but towards the end, while I was playing Fortnite, I would have it on in the background.
No, having that on while playing Fortnite
Oh,
is chaotic.
What was I playing the other day? I was playing something. I had it on the background. It was kind of nice, but
I caught you.
yeah, I kind of got a little.
Darren's
out
gonna
of
be
it.
doing live streams playing Fortnite.
Oh, absolutely.
Follow her on Twitch. It's
Pussy Queen.
Pussy Queen
Except the
with 2 threes.
Except the E's are threes. Anyway,
P-U-T-H-Y.
she doesn't have. Wait, do you actually have a Twitch or no? Okay,
I think
just
I do
your,
have a
it's just your-
Twitch,
I know
but
it's
I
your
don't
name
use
on.
We will make her a Twitch.
Yeah, it
And
is her
we'll
epic
make her
name.
Twitch
If someone
famous.
wants to,
Oh my god.
someone wants to add her
Just
and just
exploit
like
myself.
start inviting her randomly. That's when you know. Anyway, all right, we'll move off of this show segment, though I do think it was a fun thing. And if anyone was looking for show recommendations, though, I expect most people are probably going outside this time of year because it's getting nice out. Oh, okay, Uncle, give John the mic and let's see if John's got something to add here.
Succession.
Right, I didn't mean to. I meant to include that. Go ahead.
So I've been watching that with the parentals. It's a good one. It's about this like uber rich family that owns this like huge multinational multimedia conglomerate, and the dad is supposed to be like stepping down, and one of the sons thinks that he's succeeding him as like CEO, what have you, and then the dad's like, oh, psych, actually I'm not. And then he has like a stroke, and then there's this whole like power vacuum kind of going on, and all the siblings are like infighting, whatever. And it's like really cool. It's freaking an outrageous show, but it's super entertaining. So yeah,
Didn't
check
you
it out.
tell me about that, Jeremy?
Yeah, I had
Succession?
watched the first episode with them, so I probably talked to you about it. I didn't keep up with them on it because I just don't sit down for 3 episodes in a row usually with them, so I have to catch up. But I will.
Jeremy hates his family.
I have to say I enjoy it. Well, I do not hate my family. I just,
Too
sometimes.
busy dropping.
Yeah, sometimes I go and I drop in with the squad, but on Fortnite because that's been the game of choice lately.
Oh my god.
But
I'm so addicted.
no builds though, no builds. Shout
Yeah,
out no
no
builds.
builds.
So anyway,
Logan's cringing over there.
Logan forever has like every time I play Fortnite, he's making fun of me for it. But then he'll be
literally.
he'll be in the basement dropping in like in the closet. He'll like, don't let Jeremy see that I'm online, dude.
Was I making fun of you?
You're a
just now?
closeted Fortnite player. You are too.
Was I doing any making fun of?
I don't
just
know.
now?
You
'Cause
what was it that you were doing then?
I don't think I was.
Okay. Well,
I'm just-
I've been shamed for it in the past. So
I've also been shamed.
yeah.
So.
I don't care. I play Pokemon.
Oh.
I'm 26 years old.
Oh.
I'll say it proudly. There's nothing wrong with that, all right? I grew up in the prime of Pokemon, so I should be allowed to play.
Heard you're pretty hyped for Gen 9.
Yeah, Gen 9 in the fall. Get ready for that. Okay,
Yeah.
again, we're not going to do this to
that's,
people.
That's something to get into that everyone's going to care about.
Yeah, everyone cares about that, I'm sure. Anyway,
Pokemans.
I have a little bit of a viral video segment, and I'm hoping, Jenna, I've actually sent both of these videos to you in the group chat that we have with John on Twitter. 2 viral videos that have surfaced on Twitter the last couple of weeks. I would like to show Uncle, kind of get his reaction to them. I just do that for a little bit of a segment here. So if you could go into the messages and pull that up, I might also put it on the video podcast. Do that one first. See how his reaction is.
Have I seen this?
So before you play, I'm gonna just describe this first one. You might have seen this on Twitter. Is a band of spirited individuals that get up and start playing music, particularly related to Jesus Christ, on a plane at 30,000 feet.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
And you're gonna see this video now, Uncle. Religion aside, we'll get into the conversation afterwards. But take a look at this. You seen enough?
This looks like a cult. I'm sorry. Doesn't look like anything religious
And
for
again,
me.
some of us are religious, some of us are not. I know you probably heard my voice crack. I think we should put that part of this aside
Religion.
in the conversation because however you feel about religion, we could go, for hours about that. But the fact that someone just decides they're going to whip out an acoustic guitar on a plane and start just playing, and there's like 10 or 12 other people that start like jamming with this person. I don't know if this was like a group of people, but there were clearly some people in the video that were like, what the hell? What is this? Like, how did I get involved in this situation? And you hear about babies on planes, and sometimes people bring animals, and how annoying that can be. But if someone just got up and you're like trying to watch your TV show and someone's playing on their acoustic guitar, and add on top of it, if you're not religious and it's also, Christian rock or whatever, that it could be even more infuriating.
This was done though before the mask was taken off. How could they not have a mask on the plane?
This was recent. This just happened.
Oh,
so.
after
Well,
the mask
I don't know if it was after them. Honestly, I don't know what's going on. It's kind of a free for all in airlines, I feel like now. But
maybe it's a Christian plane.
You don't need a mask
charter.
when you're a believer in
You don't
Christ.
need a-
Spirit
Okay.
Airlines.
again, I wasn't trying to do that. But
Holy Ghost Airlines.
so Peter, you like a fan of like communal playing of music on planes, or is that like a big no-no for you? How do you feel about, I guess this is a bigger conversation about distractions on flights anyway, but
Well, for one, why me?
I don't know. I just feel like you were talking and you needed something to say.
No, I was just laughing at John's snakes on a plane and then Darian's Spirit Airlines.
Holy Spirit Airlines.
I feel like if I was on that flight, I don't know. I would just laugh. I would just it'd be so awkward. I'd just cringe and laugh the whole time.
I feel like I would need that on a plane. That would soothe my anxieties.
You're not a good flyer?
No, I'm a horrible flyer.
Didn't Pete take his first flight like last year when you guys went to the Keys, right?
Yeah.
And mind you, I'm a big plane guy.
Are you?
Yeah.
So,
Big plane guy.
you've done simulators and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
love them.
We've talked about this.
Love them. I will sit at my desk with my controller and fly for a couple hours.
So you
like real time sit there.
Yeah.
and
So where do you fly from in the simulator? What's
over.
What's a flight you've done that comes to mind off the top of your head?
I've done TF Green to Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, it's like
Yeah.
3.5 hours or something
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like any good Rhode Islander.
Yep. you know, but what's good about it is you just, throw on the autopilot and then I go make some chicken patties and I'm good.
Oh, you're just sitting at 30,000 feet?
Yeah, just cruising. I'm like, I'm going to go make some dinner.
Yeah. Uncle
know.
Tony, someone's going to slap you in a second.
I'm fine.
Yeah. All right, we're bringing it back in again. We're going to do the next video because he's going to just fall asleep. This
I
one,
think you need to adjust your posture.
this one is actually from last night, I believe.
Last night?
I don't
Oh,
follow
those dogs are barking.
Putting those out there
I
for
don't-
free.
Woof.
I don't follow
Look at the
basketball.
claws on those dogs.
All right, John.
Oh, I think this
Howling.
is about the guy Duncan.
No, I don't follow basketball. But this, I believe, was last night. The Memphis Grizzlies and the Minnesota Timberwolves are
Yeah,
the first
one
round.
guy
I think I'm
put
looking at the
the
Memphis
other guy's
Grizzlies right
basket
now.
into his net instead of.
Oh, I didn't. No, this isn't actually about
No?
the play on the court. Jenna,
Okay.
can you show him this?
Are you talking about John Morant?
This is hilarious.
Oh.
Edwards finds the cutter. Beverly floats it. Towns wrestles through. Jackson went down. Towns can't go in. Loose ball. Beverly trying to save it. And we have a fan who ran out on the floor.
Where they drag them off the court? This
Yeah,
felt a
so-
little unnecessary.
If you look like
So
closely.
can I just describe really
Yeah,
quick?
go ahead, go
So that was a fan from the second row courtside that tried to jump onto the court, kind of got like 5 feet, and then a security guard who looked like they were already kind of checking him out, like maybe they had
Yeah, yeah.
overheard conversation or
I was
something.
going to say that.
Saw that they were about to jump onto the court and just like tackled him immediately. But if that's what you're about to say, go ahead.
Yeah, because I was going to say, like, if you look before they jump on, the security guard is like this the whole time. And then as they start to go, the security guard's like, it's
And
crazy.
Absolutely, it's a woman that runs onto the court, which, well, I guess it's not always men. It feels like it's more often men than women that do it. But
Animal
men.
activists.
oh, is that? I guess it was probably protest
Yeah.
related, right?
Because,
It was in Minnesota.
yes.
Yeah.
And at the last game in Minnesota, a lady chained herself to the basket.
Oh, really? That's
Yes,
hilarious. I
she
missed
chained
that.
herself, and then they had to like cut the chain off, and she's like being dragged off, and she's like,
Yeah. They treat some of these people like rag dolls.
Save the
What are they
Timberwolves.
protesting? Animal activism. No, but like anything. Did anything like trigger that?
I wish I
Meat?
knew. It's something that has to
Well,
be going
yeah,
on.
But like,
Maybe
why
it's about
there?
the wolf fur trade because she was at
Oh,
a
yeah.
Timberwolves game.
Yep, Wolf Trade is
Has anything been going on with the pipeline lately? Is that would
The lesser known grizzly bear fur trade is also problematic. So
yeah,
Mainly
especially in
Memphis.
Memphis. There's a lot of grizzly bears in Memphis in the Smoky Mountains. I don't know. There might be. I don't know.
So, Uncle, your reaction.
Smokey the bear.
Your reaction was relatively muted to that whole thing. You've never been at an event where someone's been on the field or anything like that. What could you ever see like why someone would do that? You ever see yourself just like going out there and
Yeah, if they want to make themselves go viral, maybe they did it on purpose, like you said.
we'll get you out there with a Tony's Talks flag at like a Red Sox game and you'll just be booking it across?
I feel like if we got Uncle like banned from a venue, like it would be fine because like what are the chances he was gonna go back anyway?
This is true.
We just go somewhere where you
Stay
wouldn't
tuned.
be going back anyway. So
Just kidding, everyone. I'm gonna be put on a list.
Thanks, nephew.
all right, Uncle Tony.
Welcome.
I'm going to start you off with this one. This is one I know because you follow local news pretty well. Is something that you've been paying attention to, and it is the ongoing case between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. It's not local, but he
Rhode Island legend Johnny Depp.
he follows the news. And I mean, when I mean locally, I mean like he puts on like the local channels and like they cover that stuff and like
Yes.
he watches CNN and things. So
Big news.
Fox News.
he doesn't like.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, right. You're a big Fox News guy,
Why?
sure. Anyway,
Puts on extra.
He only puts on Fox News for the Warren
TMZ.
yeah. Anyway, Uncle, have you heard about this?
Yes.
All right. Do you have
Extra.
opinions on it?
Yes, he's guilty as charged.
Uncle's. Oh.
He told his friend she'd be better off dead. Something to that effect.
Yikes.
He should have strangled her or something.
Uncle is gaslight gatekeep girl bossing this. Right
He
now.
was caught with melted ice cream on his pants because he was doing some kind of illicit drugs with the ice cream at the same time.
It sounds like some conspiracy theory things you're bringing out now.
Yeah.
So where did you hear that?
He was cross-examined
Cat
and
water's turning the frogs gay.
he pleaded the fifth, like Donald Trump.
All right. Well, I think Darian's a big stand with Johnny Depp over here, so maybe I want to get her opinions on it. I'm sure
Let's do
Jenna.
Jenna.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Well, Milani Cosmetics has
my
really
God.
come in hot.
Melania Cosmetics?
No, Milani. It's Milani, right?
Milani.
Oh,
Milani
sorry.
okay. So Amber Heard had claimed that she used a specific Milani Cosmetics product, which is makeup, to cover any bruises that Johnny Depp had given her. And in the time of this alleged abuse, it was between 2014 and 2016. And then Milani Cosmetics came out and said that product wasn't even released until 2017. The specific one that she...
It's like a color correction,
Yes.
like kit.
Yes. And so that disproved her whole testimony regarding that. So it's sketchy to me. I've heard a lot of things about how this type of stuff is not really true. Johnny Depp said something in a clip I saw. Someone had asked if his kids were ever spoke to Amber or anything like that, and he was like, no, they're smart, they knew better than me. So he clearly so, those things that Tony just mentioned, like, I understand why he would be angry at her. Like, this is obviously, not obviously, but it is a very, I just don't think that he deserves what he's going through.
He said because of her, she threw him under the bus. Now his career's over in the movies. But he lives on the residuals of the movies, so.
Yeah.
Royalties on royalties.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
think
Darian,
she's
go ahead, please.
Manipulative. And
Guilty as charged.
She's guilty as charged. There's literal audio of her admitting to hitting him and trying to act like she didn't punch him when, I don't know, it's still wrong. If you're saying that,
It's the manly Me Too movement.
I mean, I feel like a lot of people are thinking he's guilty just because he's a man, but women can most definitely be abusive too.
Big time. I know that.
But
Yeah, I guess where I come down on it, and I kind of just was reading some stuff today on it because I wasn't I've heard things and I wasn't quite sure. Again, I haven't gone super deep into this, but it sounds like they both have some fault in it. And I don't know. I mean, Uncle Tony, I really
You know
hope
how
we
they
didn't just
have
get
that
that on
saying,
camera.
girls going wild?
Did you just really do
You
that?
need to either put those away or put a sock on or something.
Oh God! For anyone who can't see what's going on, there's a
Ew.
glass.
Let me just I need
why?
a sip.
Uncle's got no socks on right now, and there was a glass sitting on the coffee table, and he just moved it with his foot for
I
no
was
reason.
done with it.
Ooh!
I'm
Oh
not
my
gonna
God!
drink out of it again.
That's foul.
Okay.
Oh jeez.
Does
So-
Logan have a comment? to
Well,
say about
I just think the whole alcohol and him
No, about Johnny Depp.
him seemingly having a lot of drinking issues and drug abuse
Yeah.
problems, and her sounding kind of like she
enabler?
is also someone who is prone to emotional outbursts that could potentially lead to violence. Makes it seem like they both it was just a very intense relationship, which is kind of how it feels. I'm not saying there isn't one that is more to blame or not. This is all still very much ongoing.
I think she had a prenup. He had against her.
But the more I hear from each side, it's like it kind of feels like you both are involved in this in some way.
They
But
said he's fake actor. He can't act.
I don't know. I
His
played
way
Johnny
through
Depp.
the-
I mean,
the
she's
court
the
case.
one that
Acting, just
was,
faking.
A biatcha?
talking all this crap about him. So I don't know. Defamation.
Yeah, I
and
guess
all
we'll
that.
wait. And I didn't. We do some celebrity stuff. We talked about Kanye and Kim and all that stuff. So I figured this was relevant. Obviously, we don't know all the facts and everything's still coming out, but it sounds. I haven't heard it because obviously a lot of this has to do with the fact that he didn't get any work and hasn't been able to get work, and he was dropped from Pirates of the Caribbean
Yeah.
partially because of this, entirely
Pot
because of
sex,
this.
yeah, they're not going to stop one.
So, Johnny Depp has been someone that's kind of faded from my mind the last few years, and I think it's largely to do with this whole thing. And I don't know much about her. What is she in? She's a superhero movie. Oh my goodness.
She was in. I only know her from that Never Back Down movie about it was like an underground fight club movie. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I can't even place her face.
It was like
to be
that kid from Twilight.
Can't
One of
picture
the
what she looks
kids,
like.
one of the siblings, one of the Cullen kids from Twilight was in it. And he basically just a bunch of meatheads beating the crap out of each other.
The fork.
All right. Well, we'll maybe revisit this in a few weeks once.
AKA Amber Heard's career is irrelevant in my mind.
Yeah.
Because I think she's
a
a little
nobody.
cuckoo, a little nutty.
Yeah.
I think we can call her D-list.
Absolutely.
Damn, Pete. That's a pretty official listing from Peter too. He's the authority on this. So
I'm a big celebrity guy, right?
yeah.
They call him IMDb Pete.
Uncle, if you
over
could,
there.
if you could meet one celebrity, Uncle, one A-list celebrity, who would you
Not D-list.
want to meet?
A-list
Yeah,
celebrity?
one A-list celebrity. He's gonna name someone that we're not gonna think is A-list, but I want to hear it.
Bette Midler.
Let me see. No, she's a singer.
Yeah, I want someone that's like an actor.
Mary J.
actor?
Blige.
Yeah,
Actor.
or
right?
is in
Much
the,
of Mary
in the
J.
s-
Blige.
very celebrity. Like it could be a host or something.
Melissa Gilbert.
Who is Melissa Gilbert?
Who?
Little House on the Prairie.
You could have done someone from this millennium.
She's from 1983.
Oh, this is what I mean.
2019, 83.
I mean, 1972 to 2003, around there. I mean,
It's a 2003.
1970s to 2000. Oh, 1980s.
You got them all screwed up, John.
What?
So do you have a modern day celebrity that
Someone that would be relevant
The
since,
folks would
since
know
the turn of the
in this
century. Post 9/11. Sorry that I'm using that as a benchmark.
What?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I do feel like post 9/11 is
Mariska
probably
Hargitay
What?
from SVU. She's very bright.
Oh,
Mariska Hargitay.
I
interesting.
thought it was Hardigay.
Okay, I don't watch.
Hargitay? Is she the one with the kind of not like a belk? Whatever. Never mind.
I don't watch
Don't worry about it.
those shows anyway, so I don't have much of an input in this. But
She is in real life married to a co-star on the show. He was a lawyer.
who is?
A lawyer on the show, I think.
You don't know his name?
No.
Okay, he's irrelevant.
No, I mean he's a yeah. But Mariska Hargitay is
You mean
is a
Ice
boss.
T?
Yeah, why would you-
Ice T?
Why would you want to meet her, Uncle? I guess is the question.
She's a boss.
A brospit.
A BB. She's a BB woman.
Okay, cool. Well, that's
Soft
fun.
batty smile.
This is something that occurred to me on the drive here from Jenna's neck of the woods earlier, and it all started when. So I guess I should just give very light background on how this happened today. So we went from Jenna's house to a brunch at her aunt's house, and I had to follow Jenna because we were taking two separate cars because we were going to be going our separate ways at the end of this. So I'm following Jenna, and we're going through an intersection kind of near her house, and I see a car that's coming the opposite direction as us, cut like in front of her. It didn't really look like it was that close to being in front of her. But the next thing I know, I look, and through the back windshield, she's just going like this. Well, I'm not going to give the finger, but she's giving some guy the finger and just following him through the whole intersection with her hand. And I'm like, really? I don't think he even cut you off.
I did that today.
And then I talked to her about it. She's like, no, you just keep
I had the right of way.
Yeah, yes, you're right. I just didn't think he was that close to cutting you off.
No, it wasn't. I would have slammed my horn if I was like in imminent danger. So I just gave him the finger because like that was just rude.
Yeah.
Like not necessary.
I was at a green light going left.
Well,
I took a left and cut me off. I went 3 blocks with the middle finger up.
Uncle feels like a guy that's like a 6 second on the horn sort of thing.
Oh, baby.
And then, so my conversation about this stemmed from, I was actually listening to another podcast and I kind of got this idea mixed with what happened with Jenna earlier. Are we pro or not horn while driving? Pro or against using? Are we pro or against using the horn
I'm
while
pro
driving?
all the way.
Pro horn.
I never
Pro
use
horn.
my horn.
I think-
ever.
Okay,
I feel
think-
so bad.
Okay, I think that
I'm just so small.
I think
I
you
can't
should
use the
use your
horn.
horn. I think you should use your horn if it's like very close
so
to
loud.
an accident.
Yes. Okay.
I don't really necessarily, or like, give a little like courtesy, like beep beep, like the light's green, go.
Oh, that is the
Like,
most uncomfortable.
Do you know what I mean? So I'll do that. I don't really love like the excess, like you just need a little honk honk. And if that doesn't work, then
Uncle, what
give
is
it to him. But I just think really just emergencies and urgent things that need to stop is a good.
Somebody cuts you off like 100 feet away.
I didn't honk at him.
Oh, you said you would have.
Uncle?
Yes.
What is the smallest thing? Like, what is it going to take for you to use your horn? Like, what does someone have to do for you to lay on the horn?
Basically everything.
Everything? What
Like
does that
Jenna
mean?
said,
They have
when
to do
they're
everything
falling asleep
wrong.
at a green light, or when
Isn't that
they're-
usually your problem though?
they're driving under 20 miles an hour on a 35-mile zone,
Isn't
That's
that
also
you?
your problem.
and they're not feeding a cat at 1 o'clock in the morning.
That was Uncle. Go back to, what was it? Well, I named an episode off
Circa.
it. It's like
Oh.
8 and a 25?
Oh, yeah.
Something like that.
8 and a 90.
It's like episode 1 or 2 where we talk about that story, if
Wow.
anyone's
I
interested.
think it's been over 15 years since I had to feed a cat.
You
You
come up,
haven't fed one of our cats in 15 years.
No, I fed them,
That
but I
explains a
slept
lot.
over the house. I mean, as far as leaving work to go feed a cat, that hasn't.
well, you don't work second shift anymore.
No.
Peter, you look like you got something to say about this.
Oh, I do.
Peter's all horned up over there.
I
I mean, he wants to
I
talk
wanna-
about horns.
want to change my opinion. Okay.
Yes.
I used to be a big horn guy. Okay.
Okay.
Big horn guy.
And you saw
Always laying
Jesus,
on my
what
horn.
happened?
No, I now drive a 2002 Corolla, and that horn is it's like meep. I can't use it. I can't use it. It's the most what's the word? Unintimidating.
I feel like I've talked to you about mounting a train horn on the top of that thing.
Yeah, because it's like meep meep, and I'm like, hey, sorry, buddy. I want to be like, I'm pissed off.
with your Bernie Sanders stickers on the back too.
And then Peter with his
Honk twice for
casual
Bernie.
mullet and Carhartt beanie.
Oh
It's
my
just
God.
like, in his little hipster look, like someone just gonna drive by on you, snowflake.
Literally. Oh, honey.
My vibe doesn't fit my car, or my car doesn't fit my vibe. I don't know which one.
I actually most recently honked at someone when I was on the way here because I picked up the coffees and I'm like,
John's a
coming
big
down
horn guy.
the
John's
Parkway.
also
I'm not a big horn
John's
guy.
also I'm gonna call on this guy that's swerving a little bit on
Okay,
95.
well, all right. Well, so I'm driving up the Parkway because I'm like, all right, I'm
Get
gonna
'em.
pull into the entrance over there so I can park on the side. Nice. And there's this little like Ford Focus or whatever, like driving in front of me. They weren't very focused. Spoiler alert. But they literally like I'm watching this friggin' car and they're literally like swerving into like the bike lane. They're like kicking up dust onto the like sidewalk, and then they came back and they're like going over the center line, and I'm like, it is like 3:00 in the afternoon. I'm like, are you faced? I'm like, what are you doing? They were all over the road, and so I was like, what are you doing? But they were like already like a ways away
Did you
from
see
me.
who it was driving? Like if it was a 90-year-old lady or a 90-year-old man? Or...
No, I don't like to profile the driver before I honk. I usually just I'm an equal opportunity honker. But like it
Respect.
takes a lot, honestly, for me to honk at someone. Like if I'm sitting at a light and the person in front of me is like a little slow to the jump, like I give them like a few seconds and then it's like a light like beep, beep. Like it's
People
not
in
like
RI
like
People in RI are serious with the lights. As soon as the light's green, go. And if
Yeah.
you don't, you are getting honked at.
between Rhode Island and Mass, it's like, dude, no one has any patience,
patience.
ever. It's
Well,
like
and I say
ridiculous.
this to Jenna. I think Mass drivers are a little better drivers. They're dickheads on the road. I think
assholes.
I think Rhode Islanders, and that's why they got the name.
We're kids that know what we're doing.
Okay, calm down, all right?
Yeah, that's what I've said. Like,
I've gotten
You're
okay.
outnumbered here.
Can I finish my point really quick here? My point is that Rhode Islanders just literally have no idea what's going on. Like
Out to lunch.
they're so dumb. It's
They're
not
too
even funny.
busy avoiding
assholes are
potholes,
deliberately like
Like Massachusetts, yeah, they know what
cut
they're
you
doing.
off.
They know what they're doing when they're being an Rhode Island's just like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't do this.
I also think that like living in Mass, just based on how all of our highways are and just how we have a very dense population, so I think
dense. We're more dense over here than you guys, so this point better be really good.
Well, I'm just saying the way that, especially the way the city of Boston is set up, it's not very easy to navigate. So I think right when I got my license and it's like once you drive to Boston for the first time, like you're good. Do you know what I mean? Like you know how to navigate like all of those stupid highways, the tunnels, like, you know how people drive on them. So I think I'm just not gonna continue speaking.
No, I know what you're saying, and
No, we were told once that the least smartest drivers is Rhode Island and Mass. They were tied once for 49th and 50th place, respectively. Well, I mean they flip flop. So once they were 49, then once they were 50. So
I don't know, man. We experienced some pretty sketchy drivers on our way to South Carolina.
yeah, what I would say is that it's like
Bad drivers see
what-
no state.
being yes, probably, but it does differentiate the kind of drivers you run into because we're in such populated areas where there's a lot of on ramps, off ramps, people kind of like cutting in and out of each other. Anyone knows the 146, 95 north merge or whatever you want to call that split. That area is one of the craziest like driving situations in any
Yes.
state I've driven through. So like we're very used to driving with a lot of people around, and we're not even in a big city. It's just that the state is so like congested. So you go to other states, and it's like people just they're not used to that unless they're in a really big city all the time. They're not used to
even
that.
in Seattle, it didn't really feel like that.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of people don't live in the city. They
and
live
you
outside
don't
of
hear.
it.
We heard like no horns in Seattle.
Yeah,
like
that's
hardly
wild.
any.
Going to Boston, it's literally like there's a constant horn throughout the city when you're walking. You're always hearing a horn. In Seattle, you literally just don't hear it. It's kind of wild. They also don't jaywalk, but we fixed that when we go. Not admitting
We
to
took care of
anything.
that issue.
Yeah. So anyway, and the other day I actually told this to Peter. I was driving like our work car and trailer, and we were on this one lane either side, 2-lane road, and some guy was behind me. Didn't like the fact that I was driving has the speed I should be in a vehicle with a trailer. No, it's one lane either side. It was just 2 lanes total, like one forward. No, Jenna, there's literally 1 lane that way and 1 lane this way. Yes, 2 lanes total. Okay, I don't know how to describe that because if I say 2 lanes, people are like, oh, 2 lanes on one side or 2 other. There was 1 lane on one side going one direction.
So Jeremy's in the
let's
lane.
not get distracted from
This
what
is
Jeremy
a
was gonna
massive
say.
headache. Yeah. 1 lane going one way, 1 lane going the other way. This guy didn't like that I was going the speed limit, and I think there was a car in front of me that was going slow, if I remember this correctly. So he just whips out behind me without even looking, and there's a car coming the other way. And he literally, it was the most crazy thing I've ever seen. And I've been into like some weird driving situations. He has to like fly by me and then whip back in front of me. He was about to get in a head-on collision with like a 18-wheeler right in front of me. I was like, oh my God, I almost watched someone get blown apart in front of me. What was I going to do? He saw as soon as he pulled out what was going on. So.
I just sometimes that's like hey, you're a
Well, it's one of
you know
those
what I
things
mean?
where it's like if the person's well aware of what they're doing, I'm not, especially if someone cuts you off and they know that they're cutting you off, it's like, I'm not gonna give you the satisfaction. They almost like it when you like blowing the horn at them. But if someone like is genuinely not aware, Uncle's falling asleep again.
No, fine.
If someone's genuinely not aware of something that they're about to do that's going to cause an accident, that's when I use my horn.
I do recommend watching like dash cam videos because I'm a little bit obsessed with them. A little bit.
Idiots
it's like
in cars.
it's my YouTube niche right
Yeah,
now.
I need one of those.
Love it.
But
But they are like, it does help you see situations like before they even happen, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it helps you be more of a defensive driver, but
Definitely.
not like too aggressively defensive, just like aware
We
of
did one
what's-
year see someone curling on an on-ramp onto the highway. Instead of curling and merging with traffic, just went straight onto the highway and hit a car that was in front of us. The car, I've never seen this in my life before. It's the most, and we weren't part of the accident. It's one of the scariest things you can witness. The car was doing a barrel roll in the air in front of us, was not on the ground at all. And we like literally got out of the car, side of the road, like went over to the woman. God bless, she was like fine, but her whole car was completely totaled. There was like 3 people in the car that was merging onto the highway that were fine, of course, right? The ones that always cause the accident are always fine. And she was like, she was like a little woman. She was just very scared, but like it was crazy. The car was in the air right in front of us.
That's crazy.
We had to like slam on the brakes and everything. So that's the closest I've gotten to something like that. Hopefully, knock on wood, that's the closest I'll ever be. But
My brother was learning how to drive. He's 26, so this is like way back in the day. But we were on the Cape and Islands, and
Kia of the Cape and Islands?
and we were.
It's an inside joke, sorry.
Well, we were driving, and there was like a reason that we were like literally 30 seconds delayed. I don't know if it was someone like in the bathroom, whatever. Well, we were like 30 seconds, like everybody was ready, but then we had to wait and whatever. But this will make sense in a second. We were driving on this main road, and we're, going straight, and on our left, this car just whips out. Doesn't look at all. Like, again, if we were like, if we left when we were supposed to, like, they would have like literally T-boned us because they just shot right out of the parking lot. And clearly they were like extremely intoxicated because they were coming out of
a bar.
And they were just swerving. They went into the other lane. They went into the opposing lane. We had to call the police. Like, then they, what's the word? Drifted over to the other side where they hit the curb and absolutely wrecked their tire. And then they had to pull over. But we were like, what the, like, that's the first time I've seen like a genuinely like, yeah, you're just straight up drunk, like straight up, you're like lights on, no one's home driving.
So moral of the story, don't get behind the wheel after drinking, because
Well, yeah, it was just scary because like my brother was learning how to drive, so it was just like a tense situation because my brother didn't know what to do, so it was like scary for a second, but it was fine.
We have someone in the family that's learning to drive right now.
Oh, Logan's learning how to drive, supposedly.
Hey.
Did you go driving yesterday? Oh, let's get you the
What's the
mic.
speed limit on?
Go driving yesterday.
Go.
With who?
What?
What's the speed limit on? Go.
I don't know.
Ah, yep.
He's like, whatever it was, I was
Oh.
doing 10 under.
It was like 30.
Yep, it's 30.
I haven't like driven on the parkway, but I like drive in like no, I'm a little past. I'm past.
I drive in the driveway.
I drive like
Have you do you like stop? Do you like I hope you stop.
I
Do you,
joyride through the one-way part of City Park.
Do you know how to park?
I know how to stop. I know how to stop the car, and like.
We'll put you on the Tony Talks Instagram driving.
You don't need to do that.
John needs his own
Live
mic.
behind the wheel, Logan.
That'll be when I can actually like.
When you can actually drive,
When I can
whip it
actually
a little
drive.
bit. Yeah.
I need my own mic so I can just ad lib during like add,
Yeah.
like, sound effects and like you know.
Oh, you should get a soundboard. Like.
Yeah. Give John a soundboard.
Like
He'll
a-
abuse it.
Like a laugh track and stuff.
That'd be funny.
Yeah. All right. Final segment here before we wrap it up. We're gonna do Tony's horoscope again this week, as we always do.
Hashtag Tony Scopes.
You ready for this one, Uncle? I think this one's extra spicy too.
Jenna had something to say.
Did Jenna have something to say?
You gonna hand her the mic?
Do we have an overrated, underrated this week?
No. I think we've also run a little long, so I think it probably makes sense that we don't. But I don't have one this week. So if you have one, or if anyone in the audience has one that's listening right now, please comment in the comment section.
I do really quickly though want to give a shout out to some of our most loyal fans,
Okay, go.
Lisa and George,
Okay.
who are my mom's friends, and they are raving.
Sure.
Is that their name or their
Lisa and who?
vocation?
What's
Lisa
his name?
and George,
Lisa and
shout
George.
out to you. Huge fans of Tony.
Thank you, Lisa and George. Hope to meet you soon in the flesh.
Oh, no.
And
Are-
then
Oh,
Jesus
he-
was made flesh.
Okay. So before I forget,
Okay, Jimmy. don't get
for future
distracted.
segments, we do have. So we don't this week, but if anyone has a listener question that's listening, anyone has an overrated or underrated they want us to use, feel free, like I said in the comment section, to let us know. DM us on
Instagram.
or Twitter, because we have that now too, and we can incorporate it into the show. So let us know. But anyway, this is Uncle's horoscope. You ready for this? This is April 24th for Libra, for keeping track. Okay. Things aren't always as they first appear. Ooh, spicy. People you thought you knew well. Can I continue?
New?
People you thought you
Are
knew.
they dead?
Can I get through this? It's
okay,
a paragraph,
sorry.
right?
Okay.
People thought you knew well, and circumstances that you thought you would understand thoroughly now seem anything but straightforward. Has the world really changed that much, or has your perception altered somehow? It's time to direct this altered vision inward. You're ready for a change, Libra. Perhaps it's time to dust off that resume.
Oh, no.
Uncle's going to be quitting tomorrow.
No OT.
Do you have a resume,
No
Uncle?
OT.
No.
What would your resume
We'll
look
whip
like?
one up.
We should put Tony's Talks on there, too. Yeah.
Micro influencer.
So I know a lot of your previous ones have been about love. This one feels like it could still be related to that. That's how these horoscope things tend to
Love
work.
or
They can relate
lust?
to anything in your
I
life.
think it's more on the lust side.
Oh.
Oh.
Pause.
Your
Is this
nephews are
where
here.
we check out now?
So you don't have any real thoughts on that? You're just
No,
like,
but it is true.
what's true about
Can
it?
you reread
What'd
like
you-
the first line? Because Uncle seemed very shocked when you started.
The
No,
things
it's-
aren't as always as they appear.
Yeah.
He was like,
So was it that spicy?
when they give me
Well,
the
there
wrong
was
order
an
at the McDonald's
altercation a
drive-thru.
couple of weeks
It's
ago
deeper
at
than
work,
that.
and now it's resolved in my favor. They know that things are not always as they seem to appear.
This is coworker related.
It's like when you ask for mac sauce on your quarter pounder, and they don't give it to you. You're like, things aren't always as they appear.
I got Jenna.
You're out of mac sauce. You never know.
Jenna
my
got
God.
me. Jenna got me bacon on a double quarter pounder last night, and it rocked my world. Just saying.
Probably shouldn't.
What kind of memories do?
Two is one serving.
Sir, I think
I feel like
servings.
I feel like the quarter pounder for Uncle Tony is just like when that food critic is eating the ratatouille at the restaurant, and it just like flashes back to his childhood, and he's just sitting there on a park bench.
I'm having withdrawal systems.
He's hiding from kids that were just chasing him down the block.
I'm having withdrawal systems.
My PCP said no double quarter pounders with cheese before my appointment next
But
time.
he didn't
Yeah,
say
no-
no quarter pounders with cheese with bacon.
So if you had bacon, you're all right. So, all right.
Life hack, pro tip.
This has been really fun, Uncle. Why don't you just chat? Give us
Keto.
give us an outro here, Uncle.
Thanks for watching episode 12 podcast. See you in about 2 weeks.
Yes, and
In May.
as always, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all at Tony's Talks or Tony's Talks the podcast. If you're looking for us on SoundCloud or Apple Podcasts or YouTube, I don't know what's going on over here.
Shout out to Simone, who will probably be here next time.
Shout out Sharon.
Love you, Sharon.
It's gonna be May.
And shout out to all of our loyal fans who hopefully will one day make Uncle Tony a living so that he doesn't have to work.
Yeah.
Can't
Shout
wait
out
to
our
have-
one fan in South America, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Shout out you.
Yeah, and I appreciate we do see
We
everyone.
don't know who you are.
Anyone who
I wonder if
downloads.
it's
So don't
my
worry,
host
we didn't
mom from
track you.
Chile.
All right, let's
We
let's-
didn't track you. We can just see it.
Yeah, we thank everyone that we. Well, I can mention this that we've surpassed 500 downloads of the podcast. So we appreciate anyone that's downloaded it. And what are you looking at? me side-eyed?
it's sneaky. Might be like my study abroad coordinator
Oh, and it wasn't in Chile, I don't think.
because we're like biffles on
I think it might have been in
Instagram,
Argentina.
Whatever.
But anyway,
was it in Chile?
We have we do have
Whatever.
listeners across the globe, so we appreciate everyone in the United States and abroad that listens. Logan, do you have something to add before?
Also, like that Instagram video that got like 55,000 views.
Oh yeah, we do have I think you should check out Instagram if you don't already. If you don't follow us on Instagram, because we have a lot of reels.
Reels?
We don't have a lot. We've posted a few reels of Uncle. One that has gotten a little bit of attention. It has like 57,000 views now. So check that out. We put some fun content on there. And if you don't want to miss anything, Uncle Tony, you make sure you're following us on those platforms. So, and like I said, every 2 weeks or so, we post an episode. So
Follow us on all the platties.
yeah, and like and review and do all that fun stuff. I
Thanks for
appreciate
my
that.
family being here.
Thank you, Uncle,
You're
for being
welcome.
the star of our show and being so pleasant to
thank
be
you.
with all the
I
time.
might be a star, but these are my universe.
These are my moons.
I'm the star in the
It came
universe.
together nice, Uncle. I like
I
that.
think that makes sense. Yeah.
I might be the star, but these are my universe.
All right. Well,
It's
thank
so
you. This has been
sweet.
episode 12.
Thanks for watching.
We'll talk to you
That's going on
guys.
a t-shirt.
We'll talk to you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.